Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you kind of an extension or a spin-off of my dust collection setup, and basically I'm not really going to be working on the main system today. I pretty much have that as far as it's going to go for a little while until I get a little bit more time to tie in some of the remaining items like the sanders and what have you. But basically what I'm doing here is I'm setting up a bucket with the Oneida Dust Deputy, and this is going to be dust collection setup that's solely for my outfeed / assembly table. So where you see me working right now, that's my outfeed or also my assembly table. And basically I'm setting up a bucket that's going to be put in line with the dust deputy cyclone separator with my shop vac, and this will also be remote powered as well, and it will be basically to feed any tools that I'm using on my outfeed table. I'm going to have a hose that plugs right into a port that'll be right somewhere located on my table, and that hose then will hook up to my sander or my router or whatever it is that I might be using on that table. So I'll probably also try to get some fittings for the hoses so they can attach to something that I can use to kind of clean off the top of the assembly table when it gets too dusty, or same thing with the table saw. And eventually what I'd like to do is kind of set it up to where I will be able to run a hose over to the router table on the extension or the side wing of the table saw. So basically right here I've got a double ring. I cut out 2 rings on the bandsaw and I attached them together. One ring that recesses down into the bucket and the other that sets on the top ring of the bucket. And what you see me doing right now is I'm taking blue tape and some Gorilla tape, and I've put sticky side to sticky side and attached that to the top ring of the bucket. And this is basically to help get a good seal around the edge. For those of you that have experience with these cyclones, is you do need a very good seal for them to work properly and to collect as much dust as possible. So you saw there it's a little finicky getting the lid back on with this system that I kind of set up. And what I ended up doing later on, I didn't show it in the video, but I trimmed the bottom edge so it was tight to the top ring of the bucket. It makes the top a little bit easier to slide on. So these are just some standard Schedule 40 PVC fittings that I'm using, and it's 2-inch and 1.5-inch fittings as well. And basically it's whatever I needed to kind of make up decent connections to the dust deputy itself. And I'm gonna, that 90 that I attached to it's a 2-inch 90 with just one small piece of PVC, and that attaches to a 2-inch to 1.5-inch reducer, and that's going to sit on top of the dust deputy. And what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of sizing up a hole saw for it's another 2-inch, 1.5-inch reducer, and that's going to be the actual port that'll be located on top of the assembly table. So right there I just drilled the hole, and I'll be taking that fitting, 1.5-inch to 2-inch fitting, and I'm dry fitting it right now. I used a little bit of tape to wrap around the edge just to get a nice fit. Once I got a nice fit, I trimmed up the tape, and then I used some liquid nail. Press it in from the bottom and use some liquid nail on the top. I'm sorry, on the bottom to hold the fitting in place. So you see that hose, the hose that I'm using right now on the top of the table, that is actually we just recently purchased a new upright vacuum for the house, just an interior style vacuum, and that was a hose that was used on our old vacuum. And I've taken that and sanded down the edges a little bit to make it fit nicely into the 1.5-inch reducer couple. So all I have to do is, it's just a friction fit now. I press it in and it holds in on its own. So I find that the 2-inch flared ends of these fittings fit a shop vac hose pretty well. I do use a little bit of heat tape just to help give a good seal. Right now I'm just plugging the vacuum in and turning it on to make sure everything's working right, and it does. The thing works. It works great. I've been using it for a week or so now. So if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Thanks.